Hey Aquarius, it's here Patsy, and I am here to do your general and love reading for the time period between now and the end of August. So I hope everyone is enjoying their summer. I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. And I really want to thank you all for your views and your likes and your shares. I appreciate it every time I post something. You all are really good about the views, so I appreciate that, Aquarius. Anyway, Aquarius, air sign, air signs. Air talks about communication. Air talks about clarity and truth, insightfulness, logic and reason, clear communications. Aquarius. When I was getting ready to do your reading, I kept getting this song, Smokey Robinson, Just to See Her. So I don't know if you all are familiar with that song. I will post a link to it in the comment section. But Just to See Her is by Smokey Robinson. It's a song that talks about just wanting to see someone again. So maybe somebody's missing somebody, or that might be for somebody out there. Aquarius. So Aquarius is about networking and using your connections. Their motto is I know, but not in the sense of knowing everything, but they know how to get the answers and they know the people to see. So you may be, you may work in sales or ads, human resources. Maybe you work in promotions or any kind of networking that you would do at your job, which most jobs you networking somehow when you're interacting with other people, right? But Aquarius are diplomats, They present well. They are good talkers. They know where to find the answers. If they don't know the answer, they know where to look for it. They know how to use the Google. But they will find the information that they need in order to get clarity. And they will be determined to find an answer. They put a lot of energy into their visions. They have large visions and ideas. They love to talk about their ideas and their visions. They like to work. They're workaholics, some of them. Some of you. So, sorry, Aquarius. So maybe that results sometimes in being so involved in their work and in networking and knowing the right people that maybe they spend more time with people outside of the home, friends, and connections, rather than time inside or within a relationship. So, seems for this time period that we are coming upon here, Aquarius, you're going to be trying to defend your vision through your connections. So you may have an idea for a business, all right? And you are going to find the right people to maybe mentor you, give you advice, make a proposal, a business proposal to. And you will be making the right connections to get your ideas going. You're going to be working to figure out what's new and unique about this idea that you have, this vision that you have. For some of you, that's something. There's something on your mind, and you're trying to present it, but you have to give it an angle or something, and you are going to be gauging the reactions of the people that you make the presentation to. So again, a lot of networking, a lot of communication, a lot of wanting to make sure that you get your point across, that you have the right pitch, sales pitch, if that's relevant. But whatever way you're presenting it, you have the information that you need to back up, you have facts, and you are reasonable and truthful and insightful and charming. But you definitely will be checking and watching the reactions of the people around you as you are presenting your proposal. Okay, so from the Fairy Tale Tarot, the Fairy Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. The bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Autumn. So, Eight of Autumn. Autumn is like the wands? No. No, coins. Okay. Eight of Autumn. So this talks about doing your research before going forward, educating yourself, making presentations at seminars, an apprenticeship, going back to school, long-term projects, working on something, a vision, working on your vision. So that's the overall energy for this time period between now and the end of August. Whenever you see this video, it'll be within 30 to 60 days. So the first card you get here was number 20, renewal. So this talks about not judging other people, understanding your own life purpose. So not judging yourself, not judging the things that you have experienced up to now. Understand that everything happens for a reason. All right. Using the lessons that you learned as you go forward, carrying them into the new cycle. So looking at previous offerings that you've made about this subject, about this plan, this vision, this product, and making sure that you present it in a way that it's going to further your desires, income, recognition at your job. Next card, justice. Taking the time to review details carefully, making fair and objective decisions after getting your facts and your information. So you could be dealing with someone that is a Libra, someone who is a Gemini, making decisions. Maybe you have to present this proposal to a few people, whatever this is for you. If it's work, family relationships, maybe you have to get it through a couple of different people, maybe parents, mothers, fathers, um, other family members. Ding, okay. Next card you have is number 6, Ashe, the Lovers. Got another ding. True love that is long lasting. Choices made from the heart. Good health. So, this could be talking about renewing of a vow. It could be talking about getting remarried to someone. Could be talking about not getting a divorce, not separating, right? Looking to renew the relationship, get justice. So could be talking to counselors or doing the work that you need to do spiritually. Getting the facts that you need in order to go forward and making a decision about the relationship so that everything is just and fair, okay, and looking at all the facts, reviewing the past so that you can know where you're headed, where your mistakes were made, so you have clarity. Next card we get here is 2 of Winter. So this is like the 2 of Swords. Indecision. You're being told not to make decisions that are going to please other people unless it pleases you also. Maybe you're being indecisive. Can't make a decision because your head is saying one thing and your heart is saying something else. So this could be whether or not you want to renew a relationship with someone, Aquarius. Maybe your heart is telling you one thing and your head is telling you something else in regards to this. But you're doing a lot of introspection and thinking, researching, probably maybe talking to people. Maybe that's the networking that you're doing, getting other people's opinions. That may or may not be helpful, but that may be what you're doing. But you want to make the right decision. You want to be fair. Fair to your partner, fair to your co-workers and employees, fair to yourself, most of all. Being fair to yourself. The next card we get here is 5 of Winter. So this talks about walking away from false friends. Deciding that what you thought you wanted is not really what you wanted, or that it really wouldn't bring you the happiness that you thought it would, and it's not worth the effort. And that is part of getting your vision clear, all right? Figuring out what is going to be different, what is going to change if you go back to this situation or this relationship, okay? But also, false friends, so be careful again about asking others for their opinions. They may not be giving you their objective opinion. Rather, they're giving you what they think based on their own prejudices about the situation. And the card that fell with the Five of Winter, because you're only supposed to get 5 cards, you've got 6, is the Eight of Spring. So this talks about having too many things happening at once that brings out a lot of stress, right? Talks about multitasking and sudden changes, sudden events. So you have an 8 of Autumn, research, an 8 of Spring, sudden changes, sudden events. So maybe these feelings that you have about not going forward with this relationship is sudden change. Something may have happened, giving you a chance to take a step back from it, to review all of the facts. But you have a true love here, all right? A long-lasting relationship that can be restored and renewed if you're willing to put in the effort. But it says here that you may be thinking, you or your partner may be thinking that it's not worth the effort. All right. Let's see what the After Tarot has to say about this. So, seeking justice, trying to get your ideas going, making a decision about a relationship, whether to continue it. Don't think that it's worth the effort. King of Cups. That clarifies the renewal. So you could be involved with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Someone who is being very unemotional. Someone who has expressed themselves already, who has already poured out their feelings, and so now they're looking at the situation objectively. So that could be you or your partner looking at the situation unemotionally, making a decision, or trying to make a decision, and standing your ground. There's a lot of emotion there. There's love, but it hasn't been the easiest relationship. There have been some rocky waters. It hasn't been smooth sailing. Clarifying the justice, which is number 8, we get the 8 of Wands. So we got 2 8s here. Oh, you got 2 8s, and then you have the 8 of Spring. So we have 3 8s. Abundance. Wow. Okay. So this is making making sure that your message is sent, making sure that it gets to where it's supposed to go. Maybe other messages were sent, were blocked, or weren't received, or you didn't get your point across, you weren't clear. Could be dealing with someone who is fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Definitely Sagittarius, probably dealing with a Sagittarius or Gemini. water sign. So making sure that you are being heard, that your ideas are being received and sent, being clear about the messages that you're sending. Clarifying the lovers, we get the star. So again, healing, right? The lovers card talked about return to good health. The star card talks about healing. All right, this also can represent Aquarius, which is you. Okay. So you're being healed. You're trying to heal yourself. You're trying to heal yourself. And maybe you feel that you've wasted your emotions and your feelings on something that was going too many different directions, lots of confusion. Okay? So maybe your partner feels that they've put in a lot. You feel like you put in a lot. You feel like you need to be healed, like you've wasted a lot of your emotions. And perhaps your partner feels like they have sacrificed a lot already and they want to stand their ground. Could be that they're being judgmental and unemotional at this point because of whatever has transpired. Clarifying the Two of Winter for Aquarius. Aquarius, make sure that you are looking at a situation not short term, not exact, like don't let yourself make a decision right now, especially during this time period right now. We're in a retrograde, and between two eclipses may not be the best time for you to make a decision about your love life. Wheel of Fortune falls on top of Two of Winter. So, wheel is turning. Things are changing. Decisions that you make are being watched. Okay? And so, whatever actions you take, be careful because it could result in some karma. But you're doing a lot of researching and studying, getting your information, trying to make a rational, unemotional decision about where things are headed next. Could be dealing with a Cancer also. Any of the signs, actually. The Wheel of Fortune has all of the elements in it. But there's a decision that's that needs to be made. Decision that needs to be made about how you're going to proceed. And you have to be careful because there have been some hurt feelings. Here we got another 8. 8 of Cups. So, someone is walking away and someone doesn't know why or what happened. Someone is heading off, and maybe they're not saying where they're going. Maybe it's a secret, but there has been a lot of hurt and a lot of emotion, a lot of tears and hurt. This talks about stress of too many things happening at once. This, someone walking away, leaving someone confused as to what happened. This could be due to lies, dishonest conversations, gossip, false friends, something that wasn't worth even being involved in, I'm hearing. So maybe there was a lot of things coming at you, you and your partner, a lot of things coming at you at the same time. Lots of gossip, unanswered questions, uncertainty. You didn't know who to trust. You didn't know whether or not you were going to be able to handle all of these different things that were coming at you. And someone may have decided to give up and walk away. Maybe you thought your partner lied to you, or maybe your partner hurt you. Maybe their communications were a little hurtful, or sharp, or direct, stinging. Maybe they just said something that maybe they said something that they meant to say, but it was the delivery. Maybe it was too strong, too fast, too much. Too many things were going on at the same time. And it may have caused you both to give up. Now, if this has to do with work, maybe someone's being objective about decisions that they need to make concerning work, or maybe whoever you're making the presentation to is being very objective, and they are not letting your friendship or your association outside of the office workspace color their objective opinions. They're going to be honest and truthful and direct with you, and hopefully you don't get your feelings hurt, but they feel you'll get over it, and that's just part of life. And you are hoping that you will at least come away with some type of understanding if they don't accept the business proposal, or whatever it is that has to do with work, whatever the networking is, or the merger, or maybe you went in for an interview for a promotion, and maybe you don't understand why you didn't get it, and maybe that's what this is. Maybe you're talking to people to find out what happened, why you didn't get the job. Okay, that could be it. That could be the networking, because you had an expectation and you had a vision and you are trying to defend yourself to find out why they didn't decide to give you the position that you were looking for. You felt that you had gotten everything in time. You thought you were clear in your presentation and your interview. You think you did well on the interview, but you couldn't tell because the person that was interviewing you was very unemotional, like stone-faced, so you couldn't tell. And, you know, it's hard when you're the ambassador. You need to know these things. You need to be able to read body language, and you couldn't read that person's body language. And maybe you were trying to contact people, see who knew what was going on, what the decision was going to be, that was getting ready to be made. Because you couldn't tell when you left the interview whether or not you had gotten the job. You know what had happened. Okay. So, from the Psychic Tarot, we have, and that's by John Holland, The Waiting Game. Yeah, that falls on top of Renewal and the King of Cups. This is a 2, and Renewal is 20, so that's also a 2. So you're waiting to hear back as to whether or not they've made a decision, whether you made a good impression, whether you'll be able to take your plan forward, your proposal forward. Okay, yeah. Got to tell you the bottom of the deck was the Hierophant. So it talks about institutions, businesses, big employers, big organizations. It talks about marriage, traditions, customs, adhering to traditions. So back here. Yeah, the Shadow card falls on top of the 8 of Wands and Justice. Yeah, you don't know what's going on, what behind the scenes. You don't know what the decision is going to be. You're hoping that it'll be just 1 and 8, 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 is the divine, your ancestors, your spirit guides. Okay. 9 is coming to an end of a situation. So you're waiting. You put out the messages. You're waiting to hear back, see whether or not the decision was made in your favor. You can't tell. Things are going on behind the scenes, but it will be a fair and just decision. Next we have, number 1, prosperity begins. All right, and that falls on top of the Star and the Lovers. So, could be that things work out well. Okay, everything works out well. You made the adjustments, the sacrifices, you've healed, got your confidence back up again, back in balance, in balance, not imbalanced. Prosperity begins because everything, you're calmed down, you're not worrying about it. You're going to, you put out your intentions, you're leaving it in the hands of God and see what happens, and it should be a good new beginning for you. Positive. Number 17, hope. 17 is 1 and 7. That's another 8, right? 8. Wheel of Fortune and decision. So you're hoping for a fair decision because this is going to give you a bright future. It's going to give you something to look forward to. Something that is going to change the way you look at things and the way you look at life. Maybe the way that you look at work. Triumphant success. Number 1, triumphant success. Solitude. It's talking about meditating, being grateful, right? Learning, continuing to work on your craft, to work on your skills. Whether you get this position or not, now you know what they're looking for, and now you can, when next time you come in, you have all the information that you need. You know what to do. You know what were the good points of your presentation and what were the bad points of the presentation, right? So I think what this is saying in terms of love, if someone walked away or you're walking away from a situation, after a while, when you get a chance to sit down and look at it objectively, think about it, think about everything that went on, you will understand that this was a success, that walking away from this relationship was in your best interest because you're surrounded by people who you couldn't trust. And you came to that realization and just didn't think that things would get any better, even though you wanted to have hope. You felt that you needed to start to just move on so that you could start something new. Looking forward to something new, a new beginning after healing. Okay, let's see what we can get from the Romance Angels. See what they have to say about this in terms of love for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. From now until the end of August, or the next time I do a general love reading. Could be any time between now and the end of August. So, let's see. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you don't know your placements, you can go to any of the free sites on the internet, Astro Sofa, Astro Cafe, and if you put in your information, they will give you a birth chart and you'll know where your moon and rising and Venus and Jupiter and Mars, all those placements are. And that way, if one reading doesn't resonate, you can check and see whether or not your moon sign resonates or your Venus sign resonates. Right? Venus is love, moon is emotions. Your rising sign is how you present to others. Okay, so we have passion. Falls on top of the King of Cups and the waiting game and renewal. So for those of you who want to renew a relationship, you're trying to make a decision, maybe you're waiting to hear from this King of Cups, know that there is passion, or he is passionate about you. Codependency. So, Eight of Wands. All right. Maybe there has been a lot of communication, too much communication. And maybe it's made someone else feel uncomfortable. That could be it. Or it could just be that you and your partner have had some blunt and quick communications, maybe over talking each other, not listening to one another. And the way that you all are interacting with each other is affecting your romance. Could also be that one of you maybe has a drinking problem that they are trying to release themselves from. That could be the codependency. That could be the shadow. Okay. You or your partner. And maybe that is why one of you or you, Aquarius, want to walk away and give up on this because you don't feel that they are serious about their sobriety. Right. You don't feel that they're really healed or that they're taking it seriously, or you have healed yourself. Chemistry, strong magnetic attraction here between you and your partner. So it could be issues with, drug addiction, chemistry and codependency. Could be addicted to drugs, medications. Could also be codependent family members, because chemistry is my family connection card. And then we have make the effort. That falls on top of Wheel of Fortune and Hope, and the Two of Winter. So there is the opportunity. There is an opportunity for things to change. Okay? Positive changes going forward. There's hope for that. If you or your partner decide to make the effort. You're being told, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So that falls on top of solitude. And Five of Winter, and the Eight of Spring, and the Eight of Cups, and triumphant success. Spirit just said that someone is having problems with addictions, too many lives, too many options. Could be addiction, addictive behavior. It could be several different addictions. It could be cheating. It could be sex addictions. But there's lies that are going on, and someone just needs time by themselves to think about things. Or this could be talking about going to rehab, solitude, learning things. That could be what that is. Someone waiting and hoping for the other person to get back. And it will be successful. Well, at least it was successful to get them to rehab. Right? Bottom of the deck, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So this person, you and this person care about each other a lot. Right now you're just a little frustrated because, well, you're a lot frustrated because they're lying. Right? You had to do detective work, all right, to find out what you needed to know about their behavior and their addictions. And you want them to get better, but you're not sure that you want to stick around for the healing because you want to take care of yourself. You want to protect yourself. Maybe you feel like you spent too much time already and it's been detrimental to your own health and to your own psyche. 44 on the clock when I said that, 4-4. All right, let's see if we can get something else. Whispers of love. Actions speak loudly. That's number 49. 13, 4. Foundation. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. So if you or your partner wants to save this relationship, take the steps that are necessary to heal it. If it calls for you to go to rehab or counseling or change some other habit or be more truthful, right? More insightful, clearer, logical. Focus on love. Number 24, 2 and 4 is 6. 6 is love. Look for good attributes in each and every person in your life. So maybe you or your partner are too critical of yourself or one another. Okay? Instead of looking for their weaknesses, maybe you can look for their strengths. Okay? Let your actions speak the love that you feel. 3 more cards, please, Spirit. Thank you. Aquarius. Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Messages, love messages for Aquarius. Okay. We have get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for relationships to grow. Okay, so again, communicating. Oh, and this is a 44. So, manifestation. And Aquarius is the number 11. Just the 11th sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the 12th. So, that means Aquarius can make things happen, right? Already said they were a promoter, all right, an ambassador, a diplomat. Get to know each other. So, do the work that you need to do. Make the effort, all right, to help your partner. If it is at all in your heart to do it, okay? To give it a chance to make the effort. That's just my advice. If you want this person, if you want to save this relationship, it's definitely doable. Number 1, listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So, let go of what you know and who you know. Don't compare them to previous relationships. That's what I just heard. Listen to your heart and judge them with love. If you have to judge, do it with love. Do it with love. If it's not going to be, pray about it. Pray about it. That's the solitude. Yes. Meditate on it. Meditate on it. If it's not going to be against God's will or the divine plan for you to be with this person, pray about it. Stay with it. Find out the answers. Ask the divine. They will let you know whether or not it is in your best interest to continue with this relationship. Of all the questions and all the research, the most important is what your heart feels. Oh, look at this. Number 36, 3 and 6 reduces 2, a 9. 9 is the ancestors. Turn on your heart light. So just as I was saying, do your prayers. Speak to your ancestors. Open up your heart. Let the sun shine in, right? Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. So, you and this person have had positive romantic experiences together in the past? Or perhaps you have been through other things if you're comparing your partner to this partner to someone else in a past relationship. But you should give this person their own equal chance to do better or to make their mistakes, so don't prejudge them. And think about when you did experience love. When did you have a good time with this person? And if this relationship is new and you don't have that much of a history, but you're interested in seeing whether or not you can stick it out. In other words, you know them, but you haven't had this type of issue before. It hasn't been long enough for you to know that they were codependent or they had an addiction or anything, and now you're finding this out. So I think also what I was getting ready to say is, if you don't have enough history with this person to remember experiencing love with them, maybe just think about what it was like when you were loved by someone, or when you loved someone else or before. But what was that feeling like? Not telling you to go back to the person. I'm just saying, remember that good feeling. Remember what that was like. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to get that feeling back again. In the bottom of the deck, slow down. When you're excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. Exactly. Don't make any decisions, anything that's going to be, earth-shattering or life-changing during this time period, because this is your soulmate. All right? So listen with your heart. Let your actions speak for you. And give yourself a chance to let this relationship have a chance. Now, if that's not what you want to do at all, and you're not interested in continuing it, then okay, make sure that you communicate that to this person and don't have them hanging around thinking that you're going to stand by them or that you're going to be there when they get out of rehab if they choose to go. So make sure that you are open and clear with your feelings. All right, and again, think long range, not short range. All right, don't react emotionally, or in a hurry rather. Don't react in a hurry, but react with your heart. All right, share love, think love, feel love. Give yourself a chance to experience love one more time. So, Aquarius, thank you very much for allowing me to bring you these messages. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Share these messages. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll know whenever I upload new material. I'll be talking to y'all real soon, okay? Be blessed. Ashe.